Thanks for clicking on this video to learn more about Ramey School. This video contains a short presentation about some of the assessments we use at Ramey and how our students have performed over the last 2 years. Here you can see the mission, vision, purpose statement, and school goals. The mission and vision are consistent throughout the world in all DoDEA schools. The mission states, educate, engage, and empower military-connected students to succeed in a dynamic world. The vision is excellence in education for every student, every day, everywhere. The purpose statement is unique to Ramey because Ramey is unique. Our purpose is to provide a safe, healthy, and welcoming environment that supports rigorous learning opportunities, meeting the diverse needs of our students. As you can see from this chart, we use different assessments for different grades. Most of them are focused on math and reading, since those are our school goals. Teachers of the youngest students can use the benchmark assessment system or the Go Math assessment. We use the SRI to track reading progress from second grade. We use the SRI to track reading progress from second grade all the way up to senior year. The PARCC is a new assessment that replaced the old Terra Nova test because the PARCC is aligned with our new college and career readiness standards. When you get to high school, you will take the PSAT or even advanced placement tests.
The first statewide assessment we have is the BAS, Benchmark Assessment System. The assessment provides teachers data regarding reading level and progress. This graph shows what percent of students reach the instructional level goal by the end of the year. During the last 2 years, as you can observe in this slide, all grades had significant growth from school year 2017 to 2018. We are working hard to get even better at the end of this year. SRI, Scholastic Reading Inventory, is a computerized test intended to measure reading comprehension. Scores are represented as scale scores, from beginning reader to advanced. This visual shows Ramey School's SRI percentage in each grade level at the proficient or advanced levels, with the school-wide target set at 80% of all students scoring at this level. You can see that as students move through Ramey, more and more of them reach proficiency. This graph shows the students grouped by elementary, middle school, and high school. The scores reflect a pattern of improvement of the proficient or advanced levels, highlighted by 87% being proficient or advanced as they get closer to graduating from high school. It is also noteworthy to see the steady increase in proficient or advanced percentages between the lower elementary and the middle grades. This graph shows how many students are below basic. That means that they are really struggling with grade level reading. Usually, these are students who are just learning English. SRI below basic score percentages are decreasing throughout the year, from 27% to 21% in elementary, and from 13% to 9% in middle school, and from 7 to 5% in high school. Students will take the SRI again in May, and we expect that even fewer of them will be at the below basic level.
Last year, Ramey Middle and High School students had the opportunity to take the PARCC for the first time. This assessment measures whether students are on track to be successful in college and careers. It is based on the new college and career standards that we have been using in literacy for 4 years. This graph displays the percentages of students who met or exceeded expectations in reading and writing. As shown here, Ramey equaled or outperformed the district and DoDEA. This is particularly significant because Ramey students were affected by the hurricane last year. It helped that the students in these grades had been receiving instruction based on the new standards for several years prior to the hurricane. This graph displays Ramey students' performance in the PARCC math tests. As you can see, the only grade level where we stood out above the district and DoDEA was in 6th grade. Unlike in literacy, our students had very little previous exposure to the college and career standards in mathematics. These standards were implemented in grades 6 through 12 for the first time last year. This test was given in April, and we were significantly behind in our instructional sequence due to the storm. Without a base of previous knowledge, the loss of so many days of instruction seems to have had an impact on our students' performance on the park. We are anticipating a big jump this year when we take the exam again in April.
This graph shows the comparative performance of Ramey students on the PSAT 8-9. This test measures the same skills as the SAT and helps students and teachers figure out what areas to work on. EBRW stands for Evidence-Based Reading and Writing, which is a measure of the types of literacy skills needed in college. In the EBRW, Ramey students exceeded the district, DODEA, and the national averages. Our performance was again quite a bit stronger in literacy than in math. However, though the math performance was not as impressive, we still outperformed the nation in the district, and in 9th grade by quite a lot. This graph shows the comparative performance of PSAT. All 10th and 11th graders take this assessment in November. Once again, Ramey students outperformed the rest of the Mid-Atlantic District in every area. We also equaled or exceeded DODEA average in the 11th grade in both literacy and math.
This table is a summary of the scores of the Ramey students on the advanced placement tests over the last 4 years. Advanced placement courses are college-level material given to high school students. Ramey has AP offerings in English Literature, English Language and Composition, Spanish, U.S. History, Physics, Calculus, Statistics, and more. Some students also use the virtual school to take AP courses in other areas of interest to them, such as computer science or psychology. AP tests are scored on a 1 through 5 scale, with a passing score being 3 or higher. As you can see, the percentage of students passing the AP has been increasing over the last 4 years. This is a graph of the percent of students passing the AP test with a score of 3 or above. DODEA has a goal of 60% of students passing the APs. Ramey is almost there. The students in 2018 had to have a whole lot of grit to pass those tests because they missed so many days of school and often had no internet. Imagine that if you're taking an AP class online. Not easy. Here we can see the average score of AP tests at Ramey over the last 4 years. In 2018, for the first time, we had an average score over 3.0 on all the APs that we took. We'll be trying to push that average higher in the spring. That concludes the presentation. Thanks for tuning in to learn about our school. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.